The decisions they make influence sports in Arizona now and in the future. Every move they make is news. Doug and Wolf present Newsmakers Week 2014. Presented by National Bank of Arizona. Arizona Sports. Now on 98.7 FM.
So we're, the not-so-beautiful part of the program is magic for us to be able to sit here and spend some time talking with Kevin Towers, general manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And now you get the opportunity, as we're going to read some of your tweets and questions that you have of Kevin Towers. But before we do that here on the Doug and Wolf Show with Newsmakers Week presented by National Bank of Arizona, Archie Bradley, when you make the move for Bronson Arroyo, boy, does that give you an awful lot of leverage. But before the deal, I assume it was Delgado versus Bradley for the number 5 spot. So now, how does Delgado and Archie Bradley fit in, and when will Archie Bradley be a Diamondback starter?
Well, it still may happen before opening day. I don't want his mindset to change. There's 5 spots, and knowing Archie, he wasn't battling for the 5th spot. He was battling for the ace of the staff. That's just the way he operates and the way he thinks. And a lot could happen over the next couple months. There could be an injury, somebody's not performing well. Mm-hmm. You know, I want it to be competitive. You know, now rather than 6 guys, we've got 7 guys competing for 5 spots. And Archie's one of them. And if we feel he's ready and we're a better ball club, you know, the beginning of April, he'll be one of our starters. We'll find a way to make it work. If he's not, we think he needs a little bit more time to develop that changeup or maybe that third pitch or just some more innings. You know, he'll go back to the minor leagues, and there's no doubt in my mind at some point in time during this year that Archie Bradley, if it's not to start the year, beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year, he's going to be helping this club hopefully win a division.
How do you feel about the expanded instant replay in Major League Baseball?
I think it's good. You know, I like it in the NFL. I mean, it's all about getting it right, you know, and you don't want to lose ball games because somebody missed a call. And if you talk to the umpires, they're excited about it because they don't look bad. You know, I mean, they have almost like that closer in the back, that safety net, to make sure that they do get it right. I'm sure there will be changes. You know, we'll go into it this year, and there's going to be certain things that fans like, we like, other things that we don't particularly like. But I'm glad that they're expanding it, and I'm just happy they're going to be showing the close plays on the scoreboard for our fans as well as myself. I mean, there's times like, you know, if you don't have a monitor, you wait to hear crowd reaction, you know, like, whoo, or yay, you know, and now everybody will get to see it, which I think is good.
We got a question from Anthony who tweeted in with the hashtag Newsmakers and says, do you think Parra could play more center field this year? And because he's in love with Parra's arm.
He can play center. I think Pollock's probably the better center fielder. G's always been very good on the corners. Center fields sometimes can be very, very tough when you're used to, you know, the rotation on the ball and the spin on the corners, and center field, the reads. I mean, you got to have that quick first step. I could see him playing some time out there. Pollock's not going to be out there every day, and there might be a time where you want, you know, Cody and Trumbo and, you know, Parra in center and give Pollock a day, but I would imagine he'll spend most of his time in right field.
Talk a little bit about the world and how baseball has just permeated across the globe. Is there a new hotspot, KT, for talent?
Well, I'm hoping after our series in Australia that Australia becomes strong once again. We've actually talked about Brazil. You know, there's the Olympics are going to be down there here shortly. Strong Asian influence over the years. You know, back in the early 90s, there was a young pitcher named Jose Pett who Toronto gave a lot of money to. And it's an area that not a lot of people talk about, that, you know, there is baseball that's played in Brazil. So that's probably one area that we're looking to kind of maybe stick our toe in the water down there. And we've made a couple trips already down there, and not too far from Venezuela and Puerto Rico and Nicaragua and some of the other places they play baseball. But, you know, the Asian influence has been huge on our game.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at what Rue's done and, you know, maybe Tanaka coming on board, but it's become an international game. It's great for our game. We've seen it in all the other sports. You know, when the high draft picks come from Europe sometimes, I think it's good.
When you look at the Dodgers situation, is this something you'd like to put to bed at Salt River? Do you support anything that happens in Australia? Let's bring more than just the game to Australia. Do you want to wait until an April game in Chase Field? or is this thing dead? How do you feel about the rivalry, the pool, the Dodgers, not in the past, but going forward?
Well, I think the way we could really put it to bed will be the end of September and winning a division. That's how you put it to bed. I think talk, there's been enough talk about what happened. I think it's duly noted. There was some frustration on our part because we gave up the lead. And, there's a lot of things that we could have controlled and not let it happen. So shame on us in some areas. We didn't have to relinquish the lead. We could have separated ourselves like they did from the rest of the division. We didn't. They caught us. They passed us. And if you remember even the game here when they jumped in the pool, we had a lead in that game and gave it up late and gave them the opportunity to do that. So shame on us. So, I think a lot of it was more frustration than anything, but the best thing is just to leave it up to the players. They're the guys that go to battle. They're the guys that could decide, take care of a situation. And then, my hope is that we steal the crown from them at the end of September. And if that becomes the case, we will represent the state of Arizona and the city of Phoenix in a very professional manner.
KT, I realize that there's a lot of time before opening day. Yet at the same time, when you look at the NL West overall, do you think it's going to be strong, weak, average? What are your feelings on the NL West?
It's always strong. It's hard to predict winners. I think last year might have been the first time in a long time that they predicted the actual winner. I think a lot of people picked the Dodgers just because of their resources and off-season spending, but the Padres should be much better. I mean, they're going to have a payroll now around 90, which that's double what it has been in the past. Colorado's done some nice things. For them it comes down to pitching. They're always one of the better offensive clubs that we know of in the game. San Francisco, Bruce Bochy and his squad, regardless, they're always going to be competitive. They're not going to go away. And LA's probably the team to beat, just based on the way they finished the season last year. They come in as, reigning NL West champs. So I think the division may be as strong as it's ever been. And I would say there's probably more parity in the division, 1 through 5 than, in the last 15 to 20 years.
Matt has tweeted in a question about the Trumbo deal. And he's remembering when you came in a little frustrated as GM with the high number of strikeouts for the team. He says, is the Trumbo deal a change from gritty, hard-nosed and a need for the bloop and a blast? Why did you make the Trumbo deal, and did you change philosophy to bring him in?
Absolutely not. I think when I first came in here in 10, we had 4 or 5 guys that struck out at an alarming rate. With power comes strikeouts. You're going to have it, but we don't have a group of, a lineup of players that are going to strike out at alarming rates. And when you have 4 or 5, then, you can't sustain any type of drive. So it's not a change in philosophy. It was, trying to add a little bit more power and thump to the lineup and, knowing that he's going to strike out, but he's also going to put some crooked numbers up there as well as Goldie. And not a change in philosophy at all.
Josh, don't tear things up. A set of headphones just fell in the studio, and I was teasing Josh Rawitch, who's in here with us with the Diamondbacks. The last question for Newsmakers Week presented by National Bank of Arizona is very simple. Since you gave us an hour today, we want to give you as much time as you want to talk to the fans. Talk to the Diamondback fans. What do you want them to know about 2014?
Well, it's going to be a ball club that I think our fans will be proud of. It's as good a group of guys, I said earlier here on the program, that I've ever been around. They care. I think it's a group of guys that kind of over the last 2 years, finishing 500, kind of have recognized mistakes that we've made or where things have went wrong, and really looking forward to the upcoming challenge of winning the division once again. They're going to relate to our fan base. They're going to play hard each and every night, and I think it's looking at our fan base the other day at Fan Fest, we had over 30,000 people out there.
That's awesome.
And I think, that doesn't happen really because your team finishes 500. It's because they identify with the type of character, the type of people, and the role models that we have here. The next step is winning a world championship. It's good to have good guys, good people. And ultimately, I think what our fans want to do is they want to see what happened here in 2001. I believe in the coaching staff. I believe in our players. I think that we've eaten crow the last couple of years, and it hurts, and a little salt on our wounds. And we're excited to get this thing started and hopefully be 2-0 before April 1st comes when we open up with the Giants.
KT, thanks for your time.
Absolutely.
Man. Really, really appreciate it. And good luck to you.
Well, thank you. You guys are fun to go on with. Even I will share that Jeff said, hey, those two guys are the best.
Oh, that's
and that's he's exactly right, and you're fair, and you're good guys to do weekly shows with.
That's really cool of you to say. Thanks. Coming up next, your reaction as a fan to Kevin Towers, general manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, saying, "We want to win now." That's next on Arizona Sports, now on 98.7 FM.
The decisions they make influence sports in Arizona now and in the future. Every move they make is news. Doug and Wolf present Newsmakers Week 2014. Presented by National Bank of Arizona. Arizona Sports, now on 98.7 FM.